How this can even be considered a hot take, I don't even know. It baffles me, but it's true, and people need to hear it. Parents, people of all kinds, everyone. Hitting your children as quote unquote discipline is not discipline. It is slave owner mentality. No, that is not exaggeration. It is quite obvious in the most literal sense. It is slave owner mentality. So, parents, when you are hitting children to quote unquote discipline them, you are not teaching them anything other than to be scared of you or what you're telling them not to do. The same can be applied to owners who use whips, parents who use their hands, belts, or anything else. Belts, quote unquote, whips. I mean, it's literally the most obvious thing in the world, and yet people will deny it to your face that it's wrong. And people use so many ways to cope and defend it. It is insane to me. Like the amount of things that people will throw out there and say with complete confidence being 100% wrong to defend this, it is actually astounding. But in this video, I'm going to go over a lot of the ones that I hear. The most common one that I hear is that, "Oh, you guys are just soft. I got hit. Mine turned out fine." We're really not if you think that hitting children is okay. Like, I don't understand the logic at all. Like, okay, so because you got hit and you turned out to be whatever you think you are, you think that that means that now everybody should be able to do that? Like, that the same can literally apply to anything happening to anybody. Like someone can say, I insert trauma, but I turned out to be a great person. That doesn't now mean that the trauma that they were held against was justified. And so on and so forth. It's hilarious that a lot of these people also have the logic that every man is stronger than every adult woman. And I don't think that's true, but even following your logic, they know that, oh, I shouldn't hit a woman because this person is weaker than me. But don't apply that same logic to kids. And yes, it is the same thing. People will try to cope and say, oh, but when you're disciplining kids, you're holding back. And even besides the fact that a lot of parents don't hold back when they're disciplining, and it has resulted in serious injuries and worse. Even if they were holding back, then apply that same logic to when you're disciplining, in quote unquote, your wife, since you're the head of the family with your logic. Like, it's still stupid. It makes no sense. Either way, you're putting hands on somebody that you shouldn't be. You know not to hit a woman to quote unquote teach them, even though you're supposed to be in charge of them. You're the head in your head. You don't hit anyone you're close to give them a life lesson when you're giving them life advice. So why are you doing it to children? You are quite literally dehumanizing children when you're doing it. It's almost like a they're my property mentality. So you think that because they belong to me, no one can tell me what to do with them, and I'm gonna treat them the way I think is fit with my hands. It's nobody else's business. But also at the same time, fighting is wrong. I don't like fighting. I won't fight anyone. I won't fight men. I won't fight women. But yet it's okay to fight children. Like, that's so backwards. It's just baffles me how anyone with logic can see that's right. So no, you did not turn out fine if you are out here advocating for putting your hands on children, whether it's holding back, whether it's giving them a little bit of physical discipline. In your eyes, it's still wrong. And I can't believe in some places it's still normalized. Every I turned out fine, there's many people who haven't. People that be like, I stayed off the streets because of this. Yeah, and there's plenty of people on the streets because of this as well. And I'll give you an example. Let's take a look at this video.
Yeah, I will. Your ass up. I'm not playing. I don't give a shit. I'm not playing with you.
Still bird.
Take your ass to bed.
Still bird. She did hit me with a toaster. I'm calling child protective service.
Pause so they can come remove your ass.
Do it again. I bet you won't. You hear me? Like this?
Yes, I already know some people may see that as they're just joking and playing around, and or that is not how typical quote unquote discipline works in this case anyways. But my point still stands here. The way she's talking to him, the way he's talking back, you might think, oh, he deserved it for yelling out. Or oh, he's talking back to her, this and that. Well, that is the attitude that is bred out of the way she acts. She's cussing, she's talking wildly, even if she was joking. How do you think that has an impression on a kid? And how do you think that's gonna reflect in a kid? It just doesn't make sense to be okay with it. And her hitting him with the toaster didn't change anything, as I've been saying. He still was talking back. He was still having an attitude with her. So I don't get this whole fake hope and that people make in their heads that, oh, I'm doing this because it's the last resort. Like, what do you do if I don't hit them and they keep acting up? Why do you think that hitting them is going to make them stop acting up? Yeah, it might out of fear, but in many cases it makes it worse. In Ali Chapa's case, he's been charged with burglary, possession of drugs, and has had firearms since he was the age of 15. So I don't understand this anecdotal evidence people will throw out of being fine or saying off the streets because their mom hit them. There's many people whose moms hit them who not only didn't change anything about the child's character or created a rebellious character in this child, which ended up making things worse and ended up having them up like that and things of that nature. So your little personal experience with being hit and being fine doesn't mean anything. And keep in mind, I don't even know anything about NLE right now. Maybe he's changed his whole thing up. So that's not even anything personal. But I went into this video not even knowing anything of that sort about NLE Chopper. And it just happened to be true that it happened, that he ended up going to jail. And also at the same time, his mother has quote unquote disciplined him before. So there you have it. Another point people will have is,
No, it teaches them respect. It teaches them respect. This is why so many kids are going around acting reckless because they never got shot respect. They've never been disciplined truly before.
Someone who has been hit many times before by my mom before I moved out.
it didn't teach me anything. It did not teach me anything. It taught me, the most it's ever taught me is that if I were to ever have kids myself, I would never put them through that because it didn't make me feel good at all. And the worst part about it is times where I felt like I definitely was gonna get hit or I should have had it coming. I didn't. A lot of the times that I was getting hit, it was out of ego. It was because I said something that bruised her ego and she felt disrespected. So yes, and that is a pattern in a lot of these parents. They're not even disciplined out of guardianship. They're not disciplining out of I want to teach you. They're mad and they want to let their anger out on their children. It's a shame. It shows no level of control as a grown adult. At the very best, you are teaching your child to be scared. And as soon as they break free from you, if they do, they will do whatever you're trying to stop them from doing. Because you're teaching them not that this is bad. You're teaching them that if you do this, I will do this to you. So they're not learning anything. They're just learning fear. And again, that's the very best thing that will happen out of physical quote unquote discipline. The worst is you will create a violent person who ends up either fighting back one day or harming other people in this manner. You're using grown adult strength to strike fear in a little kid. That does not teach anything. To put it in perspective, if you still can't get it yet, it is like a guy that likes going up to other people's partners and trying to take them from them. And he sees somebody that he thinks is really strong, so he avoids that one. What do you think that teaches him? It teaches him nothing. He still likes to take other people's partners. He's just scared to do it this time because he doesn't want to get hurt. He sees someone he thinks is really strong, so he's like, oh, okay, you got it. Like, I'm not going to do that. Very simple. You don't have the patience to sit down and talk to your child on why something is wrong, so you just immediately resort to putting your hands on them. As I said, at the very best, you'll have somebody who is obedient because they're scared of being hurt, of fear, not out of having knowledge. And at the very worst, you'll have someone that is violent and turns out violent like you're being because you're solving your problems with violence. Now they might in the future. Again, that's slave owner mentality. That is what they did to slaves. They whipped them, strike fear in the slaves so that they wouldn't rebel against their orders. That is what you are doing if you are a parent with the belt. You are no better than a slave owner who wants to have their slave obedient.
My first time cussing was because my mom smacked me in front of company. My friend was over my house. I'm downstairs. We playing. We having a good time. My mom come downstairs. She said, hey, I told you to keep it down. You don't run this house. I do. Okay? With that being said, that's it. You're done. Go to bed. Smack me. Send me up to my room. Now, you know when you get smacked when you're a kid, you get hyped. When you get by yourself, you gonna smack me, bitch? Get back. I was emotional. I was an emotional ass kid. I'm running away. That's it. I packed the bag and everything. You know how many times I packed the bag with a toy? I packed the bag with one toy. I'm out. I'm sick of it. Me and He-Man are out.
I don't really think this is funny. I mean, whoa, go figure. But my point is, like, even this guy, Kevin Hart, someone who is
Advocating for the good deeds of his mom, is admitting himself that when he got slapped, all it did is make him think in his head these bad words, and You're gonna do that to me, this and that. I want like thoughts of like wanting to retaliate. It does not help anything. And again, at best, we'll have somebody obedient because they're scared out of fear. So the argument that it teaches respect is dog water. It honestly
Doesn't at all. If you learn respect, which I'm really surprised if you did, from that you learned it yourself. It is not
not from getting slapped. The same way that you know you would not want to get slapped. Don't do it to someone else, even if it is your kid. Your kid is not your property. They are a human. Saying anything else is dehumanizing them. It can really just make your child resent you and not want to be part of your family. The last point I want to go over is the insane hypocrisy of a lot of these parents who are advocating for quote unquote discipline. They have the logic that they will not let their kid play games like Street Fighter or Tekken and games like Call of Duty, understandably at a young age, for that matter, anyways, because it promotes violence, and then turn around and are violent with their child. How is violence? How is real violence not promoting violence? You, but Super Smash Bros. When they're doing backflips off of each other's heads and jumping around and clapping at the end of the match, where you draw the line, it just doesn't make sense. Violence is going to promote violence, no matter how you put it. You are using violence to solve issues with your child. It can make them a violent person, or at the very best, an afraid person or scared person, someone who is obeying you out of fear and not out of knowledge that what they are doing is wrong. Or in worse cases, it's a do as I say, not as I do type of parent who is out here letting their child play GTA at the age of 3, 4, or Call of Duty at the age of 6. And on top of that, they're quote unquote disciplining their kid while also cursing and doing all these things around them. Like you saw earlier with Annalise' mom. Again, he cursed right back at her and he curses and his song does all sorts of stuff like that. Big discipline doesn't help at all. You can call it a joke, but you would know never to joke with your mother like that. Putting a toaster on their head. Why? Because of respect. Okay, then show respect to your child and then you'll get it back. It's not that hard. Respect is a two-way street. If you go into life as a parent expecting your child just to simply respect you for letting them exist under your roof, that is the bare minimum. You as a parent decided to have that child. If you want your child to honor you, you have to value them, not treat them as lesser and disrespect them because you're the head of the house. You're the boss. You can be the boss of the nursing home too, in some cases, when you keep that up. My point is there's really never an excuse or never a real reason to put hands on your child unless really they're putting their hands on someone else and you're defending that said person or you're training your kid to be the UFC champion or something. That type of discipline, of course, you're going to have to spar with them, I guess.
But all in all, I know I've said my complaints a lot for this video, but here's my solution. You treat your child to abide by the golden rule.
Treat others the way you want to be treated. A take and give reward system. I'm not a parent myself, but even I know that my mom's way of discipline was not helping me. As a kid, it just made me more mad. A give and take reward system where if your child is doing something wrong, you show them why is wrong by giving them a real world example of how it affects them can definitely teach them. An example is you find out your child took someone's game at school, so you withhold their game for a good amount of time. Or you have them do work around the house, such as gardening, and give them money to save up until they've done enough to not only buy a new game for this person they stole from, but also give them the game back and write an apology letter to this child or say it in person. That doesn't have to be recorded or posted online for views because, of course, the embarrassment might just have your child resenting rather than learning. But even just doing that can show your child the meaning of hard work and meaning of trying hard, earning something. They have to do that work for something that wasn't theirs. That child feels, or that child's parent feels, working hard to get their kid a game and having it gone. That shows them that lesson of hard work and why you should keep your hands to yourself. And you, as a grown man, should be learning too in this video. Keep your hands to yourself. Do better. Lock in.